This is the Okamoto Food Truck, a unique mobile restaurant offering a new age take on classic Japanese comfort food. With a diverse combination of choices that each possess complex flavors, beautiful simplicity, and modest prices, the Okamoto Food Truck is bodying its competition in the Los Angeles food truck scene. The Okamoto Kitchen is the brainchild of Gerald Abraham and his wife Chizuru, who together created the truck and opened in the summer of 2015. After altering and perfecting several of her recipes, they managed to narrow down their favorite items into the menu that you see today.
When Gerald lived in Tokyo, and he was a student, and I just graduated from college in Japan, then we met.
Chizuru and I, we've been foodies since we ever met. We met in 2001 when I was living in Japan, and basically we've always loved food since then. She's been cooking since she was a little kid, worked at a couple restaurants, and we really wanted to do something together at one point, so that's eventually what turned into the truck.
When I was 5 years old, my parents gave me a cooking book for child, and that was my first cookbook. And since then, I liked cooking. 2, 3, 4 months now. Some of them I grew up with my food in the truck, but some of them I created myself.
What would you say is your favorite?
JFC, fried chicken.
JFC, Okamoto style or classic?
Okamoto style.
What does Okamoto mean?
Okamoto means my family name, my maiden name.
The Okamoto Kitchen has 3 sub-menus: small bites, big bites, and sweets. The small bites include the Okamoto salad, cheese mochi sticks, spicy tofu rice cake, croquettes, which are essentially deep-fried, breaded potato balls of goodness, either with or without bacon, and the crowd favorite JFC, or Japanese fried chicken, in either classic or Okamoto style. The Big Bites menu contains their 4 main items: the katsu curry sandwich, served with either chicken or pork, the nam bomb sandwich with either chicken or tofu, both of which come on a brioche bun, the pork chasu served on a deep-fried rice bun, and their signature Okamoto curry with Gouda-topped rice.
My name is Shidosha Hodges. My favorite item, curry. I like the katsu curry.
Straight curry.
Straight curry. Okay, so here's the thing. I grew up in a neighborhood that was mostly West Indian, and my father, on good days, would bring home Jamaican curry. My girlfriend, she's from Bangladesh, so her family makes a lot of Indian curry. And as I traveled, I tried Thai curry, and then when I came here, it was something that was completely different. First off, I don't like Japanese curry. I'll be honest, I don't like it. I didn't. And then, Chizuru made something that really kind of appealed to the type of foods that I like to eat. It wasn't spicy, and even more, I grew up on beef stew, and the curry is more like a stew with a curry kick. So that, and then the fact that you can throw that on a sandwich and it tastes amazing, that was just a winner, flat out.
And their sweets menu, which contains several options of parfaits presented like artwork. Their offerings include coffee jelly, green tea, strawberry, miso chocolate brownie, and apple pie.
Oh my. Damn it. It's that bomb stuff, right?
So this is his first time trying the pork chashu sandwich. I want to play-by-play, a bite-by-bite with this man later on. And I want him to let us know what he thinks of it, all right? There's your pork chashu. Welcome back, my man. How's everything?
Pretty good.
Got the pork chasu sandwich here. The weirdest thing is it's got a rice bun. Pork is tender.
And that's 5 rice. Let's see.
And the buns are deep fried. Like you think it's just gonna be like rice on top of it, but instead they create like it's almost like a hash brown.
Yeah, let's do that.
And that's all for you?
Yeah.
Oh, you need napkins. Hold up. Hold up.
You already knew. I didn't have to tell you. About 80% done, and I'm kind of a little upset it's done.
At first, we were actually thinking of opening a restaurant, but it's really expensive. So we figured a good start would probably be a food truck, and studied food trucks for a little while, and then just kind of tried our own. When we first thought about the restaurant, I mean, the main thing is we wanted to do something different. We wanted to pick some dishes that could be in the realm of Japanese fast food, but appeal to the Western culture. The most gratifying thing is when somebody comes back and they say they really like the food. I mean, you can really tell when somebody has an honest expression of, like, wow, that was so amazing. Thank you so much. Or, I really enjoyed the food. I've never tasted anything like that. I mean, that's the best thing because, honestly, everybody that runs a food truck knows it's a lot of work and a lot of hours. And, that's, in the end, what really makes it all worth it.
Chicken or pork? Chicken cocktail, right? Chicken or tofu? Chicken namba. Okay? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If I recall, you got 2 chicken cocktails. All right, so you liked it that much, huh? Like that.
Shidosha I met, I believe it was 2007 or 2008. We met at, first time was a Virtua Fighter tournament.
All right, so I'll admit it, this is kind of bold of me, but I was going to school in Orange County. Came from Connecticut, went to Orange County. At that time, I had experience with this game called Virtua Fighter, and he was one of the strongest players on the West Coast. So, me being me, a rookie, a student, I was up to the challenge. I'm like, all right, let's go. I want to play the strongest guy.
So we're both, pretty good at the game without, tooting our own horns too much.
And we have with us a very special guest today. This is Gerald Abraham, aka L.A. Akira, who, I mean, in your own words, would you say you're the best Virtua Fighter player in the country?
Absolutely not.
Well, he's the best Virtua Fighter player in the country.
Just unexpectedly showed up at my house and he challenged me in my garage. I got to set up in my garage. It was like kind of like shocking. This guy I've met one time, shows up at my door with like a bunch of friends and he says, let's play.
I went to his house, got wrecked.
Obviously I had to take him to town.
Went home, frustrated.
He got beat down pretty hard. He knows it too.
And since then I just kind of kept in touch with him. I was determined to win, and the thing that made me want to keep in touch with him was one day he went to Japan and he brought home this card that it was rare at the time because there was a version of Virtua Fighter that wasn't out in America called Virtua Fighter 5R, and he brought me a card from there that had my favorite character on it, and he gave it to me, and I was gonna pay him, and he said to me, no, you don't have to pay me, just promise me one thing, promise me you'll stick with the game. And that made me determined to get better. That made me determined to stay motivated. And since he was one of the strong players, I just had to keep in touch with him for that reason.
Strong players, we sort of have like this mutual respect for each other. So that's basically how we started talking more. The main thing that I developed through games like Street Fighter and Virtua Fighter are analytical thinking ability. If it wasn't for those games and wasn't for the competition, I probably wouldn't be who I am today. Naturally, in games like Street Fighter and Virtua Fighter, reaction is very, very important. But at the same time, timing is also important as well. So if you come up to a situation where you're not prepared for it, it might take you longer to deal with it. But again, this is where like the thinking ahead part comes in. The more experience you have with that sort of thing, the more you know about what to expect later on, the easier it's going to be for you to deal with when it comes up.
He knew what element I would fit in, and even when I was uncomfortable with it, he just knew, and he was confident in what I could and would do. So he just jumped me in. He was like, let's go, let's do it. I was like, all right, let's give it a shot.
When it came to coming up with ideas for the truck, we had to have a fun concept. Kim and I used to do design for some video game magazines like Game Fan or Gamers Republic, and my childhood revolved around anime and video games. We wanted to bring that culture to the food truck world because that more than anything represents who we are. The idea was to make the first Itasha-style food truck in the US. Itasha roughly translates to painmobile, and basically they're sports cars decked out with anime characters and flashy graphics. We also wanted to create our own characters, so we worked with some friends, Takuya Saito and Jeremy Landry, to create our maid character, Haru-chan, and Ume-chan, our truck character. I had quite a few of these on Laserdisc back in the day, and I just rebought them on DVD. So Gatchaman box set, Transformers, first 3 seasons in Japanese, Ginga Tetsudo, Akira, some of the Katsuhiro Otomo stuff, Morimoto Koji or Studio 4C, Xer1, a lot of the old stuff and some new stuff as well. Morimoto Koji is one of my favorite artists, and this is he did a music video for this techno artist named Ken Ishii, and this is before DVD. It's actually not just the music, but the animation he did as a QuickTime. So it's on like a CD-ROM.
Oh, cool.
And the jacket and like packaging is really nice too. So this artwork I got from a friend in Kanazawa. I was staying around the time, I think it was around '93, when Street Fighter Hyper Fighting came out, and this was just one of the custom artwork done by one of the artists that worked at this arcade up there. It's got some random old school Japanese anime lasers. It's Macross Flashback 2012. It's Macross 84 Summer. I oboite masu ka? Laserdisc. Akira, of course. And my favorite, Megazone 23.
To be honest, this is gonna sound crazy, but I like the challenge of trying to calm down a grouchy customer. On the food truck, when I see a customer that's disgruntled, uncomfortable, and upset because we're not moving fast enough, I call that the McDonald's frame of mind. We live in an era where everything is at your fingertips. Everything moves fast, you get it quickly. On a food truck, when you have a big line, it doesn't work that way. This isn't McDonald's. This isn't a fast food restaurant where everything is pre-made. And then the funny thing is they don't want things pre-made. They want it fresh, they want it quick, and they want it cheap. So seeing a customer that's disgruntled and then the challenge of distracting them or soothing them so that they can relax and then get ready for what's expected and appreciate the time that's going into their food. The satisfaction of not only getting them to calm down, but then getting them to approve of us, recommend us to other people, and I live for that.
When I worked at the restaurant, I couldn't get closer to customers. But in the food truck, I don't talk with customers that much, but I could see them closer and I could feel closer than before, I think. That's the good part.
Being able to see the
Yeah.
looks on their face when they're enjoying the food.
Yeah.
Because you did that with us. You definitely looked down and we gave you the thumbs up. It seemed like you really enjoyed it.
Yep.
We're doing this because we want to show people that there's more to Japanese food than sushi, chicken teriyaki, and tempura. There's stuff like ofu curry, chicken namban, pork chashu, and I think people would really like it if they tried it.